La da da dee da, romantic music. I made this melody off the top of my head. Hi! Welcome to Cassiopeia and the Cosmos of Cinema. I'm Cassie, and this week we're going to be talking about the romantic comedy About Time. I love romantic comedies. I love romance, I love humor, so combining the two is just perfect. I took a class entirely on romantic comedies. To this day, in my academic studies, it is my favorite class. Was my favorite class. It was the best. I loved it to death. I know a lot about the history. I know a lot about contemporary romantic comedy. I consider myself quite the authority. Be ready, I'm super critical. You probably should have guessed that by my reviews. I don't like much of what pumps out in the theaters. You gots to be critical, you gots to be picky. It's not that I didn't like it. There are very, very, very few movies that I dislike. It just did not meet my expectations. Here's the thing about Time. You need to know I do not consider it a romantic comedy. The first hour, 45 minutes, that's a romantic comedy. That's when the romantic tension and the struggle is. After that, the focus shifts to other characters who are not romantic love interests. It's not a romantic comedy to me anymore, it's a drama. About Time is about a man who can travel back in time. He uses time travel to get the girl of his dreams. The girl of his dreams is Rachel McAdams. What's really ridiculous about Time is that back in 2009, there was a film based off a novel called The Time Traveler's Wife, and it is the same exact premise. However, there is one small difference. The male protagonist in Time Traveler's Wife, he cannot control his time travel. That's a different variable than having control. I actually sort of prefer that he wouldn't have control, because how tragic is that? Like, oh, well, I'm peacing out now, nothing I can do about it. People typically think about it in the sense that they can control it, so I actually prefer the more cliche, tragic novel version of it. Speaking of novels, I think About Time would have made a really great novel. Movies often struggle with presenting ideas with action, showing you rather than telling you. There aren't a lot of visual demonstrations of love. And that's a bummer. Another tactic the protagonist in About Time uses, he goes back in time to awkward situations and tries to fix them. This results in comedic relief. However, we know what's coming, we know the joke, and it doesn't get any funnier. It really doesn't. It gets less and less funny. So that was just exhausting. Plus, it's over 2 hours. A romantic comedy that's over 2 hours long, that just screams drama right away. You know right off the bat, wow, I'm making a serious commitment here. About Time is about a man facing the fact that his father is dying. Not that it wasn't enjoyable, it's just not what I was expecting. In case you were curious, the writer-director has also called it quits on directing. He's done. It's too exhausting, just like your last film, buddy. Sorry, but it was such a... Ooh, that was a long one. Very, very heavy. First hour, romantic comedy. Second hour, family drama. I love family dramas, but it's not what I bargained for. They should be separate. Just, come on. Make a strong hour and a half romantic comedy, or make a strong hour and a half family drama. Your tone is conflicted. You're making your audience shift. Okay, what are we focusing on now? Oh, whose problem is it now? What's going on? You can't make them switch gears so often. It's not fair. But Richard Curtis is over it anyways, so skip About Time. It's not the greatest. Also skip those awful holiday rom-coms coming around. No. Next week will be something a little different. We're going to be seeing Thor. So tune in next week for Thor: The Dark World. And I will be giving my harsh criticism. I'm probably going to really like it. I've seen the first one. I like fantasy a lot. Probably gonna dig it. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the delay. I know you all were just chomping at the bit for my next episode. See you around.